The door that goes into the kitchen has a very old handle on it and an old locking mechanism with a skeleton key kind of thing. And over time, a century or so, that mechanism which turns has worn down. And what it means is that in order to open the door, you have to turn it in exactly the right way. I'll show you what I mean. You can see this right here, and if I turn it to the right, the catch doesn't quite go all the way in. See that? And then on this way, it goes in the whole way. So what I need to do is to somehow make it so that when you turn it, it goes all the way in. That's what we're going to try to do here. So I've taken out the mechanism, and we can see the problem. The problem is under here. So the way the thing works is that you put the door handle, which has a square shaft, goes in there, and then you turn it, and it's hard to do. Well, I'll take the spring out, it'll make it easier. The spring is for the deadbolt. Okay, so if we pull this out, and you can kind of get a sense of how it works. You turn it, okay, so the latch comes in, and then you turn it, and the latch comes in. And what's happened is that this piece of, this hole, over time, has worn out so much that it isn't round anymore, and it doesn't allow the turn to happen enough to open the door. So what we've got to do is to find a donor. And because our house is old and there's a lot of doors, I have a donor. Well, here's the donor, and it came from a door in the barn that we rarely close, if ever, and that's a good thing. Let's compare the two mechanisms. You can see that this has white metal parts in here. This has some white metal, but then it has this brass piece here for the deadbolt, and then out here you can see this is brass, and then this guy is steel, it's black metal. So another thing to note is that that striker is for a door that opens in, and then this one is for one that opens out. So all we have to do is to flip this over, or take this guy, flip it over, and then we can just put it right into the door the way it was. Another thing to look at is the key mechanism, but I don't really care about the key because we never use that. So for the deadbolt, I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to leave it alone. I'm not going to throw away this old mechanism, of course, because, well, why should I? Looking back over here, you can see that this is perfectly round, and that means that this unit will open appropriately when we try to open the door. So let's put it all back together and see if it works. All right, it's all installed. Let's see if it works. There we go. Here, and give it a twist. It goes all the way in, and then here it goes all the way in. Nice. And to prove it, we'll just take a woo. Sorry about that. We'll shut the door. Okay, there we go. Give it a turn. Nice. And we'll give it a turn. Also nice. A perfect repair. And in case you're wondering about the donor is recovering just fine.